Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. Me and him both are a fucking ass-kicking duo. That Chief, he's something else, huh, pals? Detective Gumshoe! I'm not a detective anymore. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, don't worry. Oh, I decided where to work now. At your office! My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top, not a girl you used to work with. What do you mean, Maya? What a throwback. Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Cheat, Grant, done it again. How does he always get the upper hand? Because he thinks he's untouchable. But I'm gonna touch that ass. Pause. It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Damn right, Phoenix. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said? Oh, yeah. Risks. What do you mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. I mean, he forfeits his right to say anything, too. Fucking Emma! Are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I'm listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny, I must feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah, no, I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Grant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. To force her to do anything and everything Chief told her. Oh, don't worry, I'll get in deep. I'll get deep inside and release it. Okay. That must be why she became so cold. Oh, I'll warm her up, you feel me? No, stop. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey! How could you blame yourself now? What about anyone? Blame society! Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else as his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall in that armor. I see. No, you get better get back to it. It's time for the final act. Emma, why don't you wait here? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Damn right, Phoenix. Damn right. Obviously, the episode just started. So I actually don't need to save my point. I just saved a little while ago. Yeah, I finally have someone on my side again. Good, good. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. And Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You all know that what I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course. The truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gat. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth. Cap! There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence myself years ago. All by myself years ago. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I arranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Thor convicted. That had nothing to do with Emma. That is hardcore cap! Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana! If this is true, that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. What if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Oh, I'll reach up inside her, bullet out, you feel me? Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. I believe that. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. Damn right. Unfortunately, that means you have to cook her like a goose, but... So I don't really have any contradictions. So, we're just gonna press on just about everything. So let's now begin its cross-examination. We'll press her here. So, did you do so to help your sister? So Dirk was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. That's 100% the point. She was traumatized that day all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? Seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. That's cap! Reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that? If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke the tip off the Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and moved the body. Cat! You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim, and then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? Only people should know, Edgeworth. You all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why did you plant the knife? Or why did... They're both great questions. I guess but why did you move it? Who fucking cares where it was at? You could have just had a scuff on that side. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? Here's where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's office. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have this witness explain this in more detail. The reason this guy moved the body. Pieces of the jar that shattered during the that shattered during the event threatened my plan. Oh. You mean this fucking jar? This guy, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene when Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring everyone's attention to a significant contradiction within your testimony. Contradiction in my testimony? Oh yes, you beautiful woman. You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the event threatened my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. I don't know where this is going. I just presented the jar just to present it. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have been broken before he died. How did I even do that? Ah! He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar! Oh, yes. Order! Order! Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing critical here. Maybe missing something critical here. Something critical. Chief Prosecutor? Seems you're as in the dark as we are. About the truth toward which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. Oh, yes. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room. I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I made sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered, huh? You mean you were the one who wiped away the blood message? Oh my god, she makes it worse and worse and worse for herself. I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. Detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. One of them. You didn't get all of them. Miss Guy, I believe that this jar contains the truth even you were unaware of. What? You found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She didn't really know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night the prosecutor marshal was murdered, you were not the first one to show up to the scene. Chief Gant got there before you! Oh, yes. But couldn't the defendant simply have missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. Ace attorney, ace detective. But that might well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. What the fuck? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When the witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. He's talking about the dentures. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? Objection! Good lord. The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Why, Your Honor? Can you answer that? No! Wait. I'm not the one on trial here. Damn on Gant. Oh, you hear that voice crack? I haven't had a voice crack in forever. Damn on Gant, I read Deathmark in entirety and didn't crack once, I don't think. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But Chief can't do that. And later, what happened afterwards? Isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Guy became the Chief's puppet. Oh god damn, watch the thumb. Damn, she's pretty though. No, I did it on myself. I did it my own. Cap. Stop, sis, stop trying to protect the Chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. Ouch. That's a... I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the... What?! Wait a minute. What? What if... we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Something wrong, Mr. Wright. Alana? Maybe right after all. What do you mean, right? So you do tell foul lies, right? Then, Mr. Wright? Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Guy, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. Cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the damn truth. Lana, please. Show Bob's. Alright, I'll testify about what I really saw. Alright. The witness may testify. I'm sorry. May testify once more for this final time. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Yes, indeed. Wait, let me check something real quick. This. Show unregistered evidence presented must be relevant on the case on trial. Okay, let's just check it. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. You did what? What? To me? No, you didn't. You weren't even there this morning. When I arrived, there was no defendant for me to talk to. Edgeworth talked to me. It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Oh, I must have known. Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you. Yeah, I know. And she needs my tip and her... Anyway. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember seeing me. Notice that she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Check out the evidence again. There might be a picture in there somewhere. Okay. Oh, that was easy. Hey, there's a picture here. Good Lord. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No, the detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs, only I have to rearrange everything. Mr. Wright! That piece cut off from his vest. Could that be... cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe? Sorry. What's this? Yeah. That cloth, it had fingerprints on it. Whoever's fingerprints those must be the real murderer. What? Are those fingerprints? They're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. As long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. What am I cross-examining here exactly? Who the hell said that? Oh, for fuck's sake! Go away! God, you know you're fucked. That's why you keep coming back. God, you're annoying. Come on, Udgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant. Now, what? What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put a ward in too in my... No, you gave that up, bitch! I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify, dumbass. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Good. Dude's annoying. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Thank you, Edgeworth. I love you. Yeah, he went Super Saiyan. So what? You think I'm worried? Yeah, you just had a fucking aneurysm. Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean... Oh no. You still have some conclusive evidence? He forged it! Obviously. Okay. No, I don't, but someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto? What? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt? No, I don't. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's crazy, but... If I show that piece of evidence now, I'm sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any evidence, present it now, and if you try to conceal anything, you'll be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. He's fighting below the belt, so we gotta fight below the belt. Kinda like how Emma said, or Lana said. No. I ain't got nothing. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence that I can present at this time. What? You lie! Chief Gant. You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. You're crazy. Conclusive evidence! I don't know what you're talking about, but... Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? Shut up! We found it together. If you don't shut your dumb ass up... Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? Nope. You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you don't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at the picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut up for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of the police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. He just admitted to it. Impressive. To be honest, I don't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. Oh, I'm gonna. I'll tell you what really happened. Oh, Jesus. What? You mean you admit to it? I was the first person to arrive at the... My controller died. And then it occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made her look like the blame lay with her sister, then she saw the scene. She would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant a knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that as evidence to get Joe Dart convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I had two pieces of evidence. That was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. Two pieces of evidence. You mean those items in your safe. But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I'm not sure my plan will work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I was not going to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging evidence? When you take me for a fool, I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I had the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Ha ha ho. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Well, we can't find it, guys, so, you know, clearly he's capping. Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. Nah, I'll be fine. It's been a long battle. But the moment truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Well, sure with this. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Unfortunately. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut this out of the piece of victim's vest. Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out in the open. You still murdered Detective Bruce Goodman! Why are you all happy? You're still going to jail for murder! There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that the immediately be sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather? There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean it could not have been forged? There must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Ho ho ho. You're as slow as the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Wright had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. What would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are those? Unfortunately. Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted.
Take that!
Emma? Emma Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Sorry. I can't let this fucking prick go away. Leave, I mean. Like, get away scot-free. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ben head ass. Ho, ho, ho. You really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along. And you still tried to pin the murder on me. I didn't try to pin the murder on you. I'm trying to prove how corrupt and fucked you are. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Sorry. The Sky. You knew his fingerprints were those all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. The Sky. It's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. And you still have the chance to let me take you out to dinner. There's a nice steak place 2-3 miles up the road. Best New York trip you'd ever have. I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only is this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how you feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer. Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool blabbering about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict? Behold! A piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Huh? I really don't know. This? Gotcha!
Take that!
Ho ho ho! It's fun watching you squirm, Righto. Damn it. Alright, calm down. It's gotta be this time. And what exactly? Oh, found it. And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture this guy took. Take a good look at it. So, where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth. Oh, yes. No blood. There's no blood on it, bitch. Since Emma's guy's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she showed the prosecutor's side. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana's guy? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the arm of his sword. Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's murder, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with Emma's blood, or victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. To make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? No, the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. I roasty toasted. Objection! What? Oh. That was close, Righto. You almost had me. Huh? Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order? Order? What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Actually, if we take a look at Section 6, Article 4, unregistered evidence presented must be to develop a case. Remember, RG? Earlier, old Wright here concealed that piece of cloth. Well, it's true. The defense did refuse to present the evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. That's not fair. Ha 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 ho. Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the laugh's laughed on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? Seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. What plan? Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? I feel like if I say I did, it just fails me. So I'm just gonna say, nah. I admit, I refused to present it at one point. So the evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, Edgy. Don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward you can't really believe. There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you cannot prove your conduct was not in violation of the law... Oh, wait. Sorry. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. Oh, yeah, I can. Bam. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book, the second rule of evidence law. Oh, yes. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have the approval from the police department. Rule 2, all unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove developments between the cloth and the S-Online incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just look, take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall? When was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. Oh, yes. Oh man, it feels good to torch his ass. You yourself to confess to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. No! It was then that you approved this cloth. That's conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest. It's the person who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who could that be. Damon Gant, the killer, was you. Jesus. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum! For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department, trying to get me on something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. You wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Boreas Goodman and something about, Diff Goodman. Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you gotta help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID and he tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the case and reopen the investigation, Chief? You can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand this all over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so only would have led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The blood, the bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So he took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments and the glove. Yeah. Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They did their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to get it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Archie. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. Sorry too, GANT. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. Sorry to learn that you're no longer that person. Bridges are gone now, Archie. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright out here. And Worthy. And with these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning. The fuck? There are two things I want you to understand. Yes, first, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, GANT betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years, from the time I've had GANT help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems that all the questions raised in the trial have been answered. Sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My, what high standards you have. For a rookie. What? I can see why Maya thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you might just make it to the top. Hey! We got a bucket. Oh, no, we need some I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have these past few days. Believe me, I know how much an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining in order for us all. This guy? Yes, Your Honor. You are innocent of murder, however, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Damn, she's hot as hell. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Boom. You're going to the charge of murder. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty. Oh my lord, finally. I feel physically tired. That is all. This court is adjourned. February 25th, 503. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Had a long face. I'm sorry your sister didn't completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. I can see why Maya Faith thought so highly of you. Are you my thanks? Yeah. You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Good Lord, Gumshoe. Guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? I always wait till it leaves. Purpose. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Mega Detective! Run all around while on duty. Top it off, you called me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh. Are you here because of my sister again? Nope. Not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Damn! She found us out. Lana! Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. No, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through those past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No, huh? I turned my back on you that day. On hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. God. I mean, what? Who's the fuck said that? Oh, Emma. Yay! Loving reunion. No one can change the past. Let me get on this hug. Squeeze, squeeze. I mean, what? The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And then from there, we can move on toward a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright? Mr. Gumshoe? Me? Thank you both for all that you've done. Gumshoe ain't done shit! I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Damn, I hope so. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I know that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows, given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. Though, that thought terrifies me, which is why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Monfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, I was staring at your titties. I mean, what is this, a pop quiz? I'm sweating. Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lona's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. My badge. Bam. That might mean something to you, but I don't see how anything without her do it. Huh? Mr. Wright? Seems you still have a lot to learn as well. I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence. Oh. I really don't know. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. And then, it's up to you. I know, it seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I better be going too. Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon. Seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. So, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation. It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. And so, another case came to a close. Finally! As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Which means none of the characters will be in the next game. Well, don't go checking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she's supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it might be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright's here, the one who'd be footing the bill. What? Huh? Huh? What, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? 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 Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. You're welcome, I guess. I'm broke. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we go all pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. Oh, wow. Okay. So that was the end of the first game of Detective Wright. I arranged with a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. You can join me. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. I enjoyed the shit out of this game, I'm gonna be honest. I will be playing the second and third game as well. Yikes, I thought I was goner for a moment there. In the end though, I overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the Chiefs of Office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yeah, that's what they said. Just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily. I have so many games in the tubes right now, it's crazy. I mean, I have a list of games and I have over 120 that I have plans to play, so I have plenty of content coming up. That's for damn sure. Most of it's on my PC. Oh, Officer Mika. The new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir! Then I could just be like that at Gum Show! So we'll finish up this, and then, we'll get on to our next game. Who knows what the fuck it will be. I have so much shit to fucking upload for you guys. Oh, God. Get out of here, Dag. Oh no! Fucking thing broke. What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak in this into me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Oh, cowboy, it looked like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. And to make sure Billy and the gang get their water. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. Yeah, thank God, I hate you. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu. The Right Way lunch! The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Can't seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for, how many years? Well, anyway, I got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. I wonder what the next game will be like, though. If they really will bring back any characters. I have a couple games where I'm like this, where I played the first one and I bought the trilogy, so I have the other games to get to. I have quite a few games like that too. I try to spread them out though. Oh, there's Maya. Ah, nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Objection! Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. I bought you your tea. Hmm? What's going on? He resigned. Damn. He really did resign. That's a shame. Thanks for coming to see me off. Can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Which means she won't be back in the next game. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Nice. And that is officially done. Alright guys, I will for sure catch you in the next one. Of course, I'll be catching you in a lot more games too. Alright guys, I'll catch you all in the next one.